Welcome to this episode of Next Gen Leadership, Solutions for Today's Police Supervisors. On today's episode, we're going to talk about inattentional blindness and focus of attention. I'll explain to you why this is important to understand, just generally as a police officer, but more specifically if you're in a leadership or investigatory position. We'll also look at an exercise that I'll take you through to actually demonstrate what inattentional blindness and focus of attention looks like. My name is Reid, and not only will I be your host today, but I'm also a 15-year police veteran and the founder of Reid Training Solutions, a training company specifically designed to empower leaders like yourself and elevate your overall performance. So what's inattentional blindness? Well, put very simply, it's nothing more than despite something being directly in your field of vision, you don't see it. And that's a very hard concept to explain to police officers, let alone the general public. Now, something you should know about me is for the last 3 years within my own organization, I've been assigned to the Professional Standards Unit, otherwise known as Internal Affairs. Despite being a police officer for over a decade before this assignment, I had very little knowledge on inattentional blindness, focus of attention, and those concepts. However, now that I've seen the other side, now that I've had this training and have applied it, this is a mandatory concept that police officers and leaders must understand. So sometimes it can be difficult to explain inattentional blindness and focus of attention without actually going through an exercise and seeing it firsthand. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to work you through an exercise so you can see what inattentional blindness and focus of attention actually looks like. So here's what's going to happen. There's going to be a sentence that pops up on the screen. Here's all I want you to do. Just read the sentence to yourself. It'll be on the screen for about 12 to 15 seconds. And just count the number of F's that you see in the sentence. Again, very simple instructions. I would encourage you not to pause this video or try to circumvent the system in any way. Just work through the sentence. Again, it'll be there for 12 to 15 seconds. And I just want you to count the number of F's that you see in the sentence. All right, now that you've had an opportunity to do that, how many F's did you see? 3, 4, 5, 6? Daniel Simons created this sentence, this study, this little experiment. And what he found is that over 60% of participants count 3 F's the first time that they read through this. So if you yourself counted 3 F's, congratulations. There's actually 6 F's in the sentence. Now, if you don't believe me, we'll have the sentence come back up on the screen here, and we will show you that there are, in fact, 6 F's within the sentence that you just read. So as you can see, this is a fantastic example of inattentional blindness. Despite that being directly in your field of vision, all 6 of those F's, if you only counted 3 or 4 or 5, you missed some crucial parts that were right in front of your face the entire time. Now, if I asked you how many E's were in that sentence, at best you'd be guessing right now. And why is that? Well, that's because your focus of attention, when we went through this exercise the first time, was on the letter F. So again, despite the letter E being shown numerous times in that sentence, at best, you're really just guessing right now to try to remember back to how many E's were in that sentence. So how does all of this apply to being a police officer or in a leadership or investigative position? You may be tasked as a leader or an investigator to investigate a use of force situation involving a police officer. And most police organizations have body-worn camera footage available to them when investigating these incidents. So sometimes when you as the investigator are watching the video, you will see something that appears clear as day to you, but the officer may articulate that they don't remember seeing that at all, or they have no recollection of those events transpiring. Well, this could explain that. Inattentional blindness, what we just witnessed, something being directly in your field of view, but you didn't see it despite being in a low stress environment right now. Or it could be their focus of attention. Again, you didn't really know how many letter E's were in that sentence because your focus of attention was on the letter F. So oftentimes it's not because the police officer was lying or they have integrity issues. It's typically one of these two concepts that we just discussed. So feel free to use this example when explaining this concept to a family member, a civilian, or a group of police officers. It's often a great way to demonstrate inattentional blindness and focus of attention. So I want to thank you for joining me on today's episode. As with every episode in this series, we've taken a really large topic, shrunk it down to a nice bite-sized piece for you. So if you want more information on this topic or any of the videos that we've covered, I want you to go right to my website, reidtrainingsolutions.com, and I want you to book a call with me and my team so we can get more information to you and your organization. I also want you to follow Police One and stay tuned for more episodes of Next Gen Leadership, Solutions for Today's Police Supervisors. Thank you.